All of our stuff was on.
Damn it. That was beautiful, too. All right. Oh, another lost opportunity.
Guys, we were making dwarf penis jokes. Don't worry about it. You don't need to hear.
This is not a sexual podcast, guys.
This is not a sexual podcast.
And it went worse when we started talking
Not
about
until
a
we go
kilt.
through that portal.
This podcast is rated PG-13.
That's a Patreon recording.
Goblin House Studios.
Welcome to our actual play tabletop podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of our actual play tabletop podcast. I'm Matt, and I play Shrimp Stomp.
I'm JoJo, and I play Ninx.
I'm Bianca, and I play Leilothia.
I'm Spook Jim, and I play Galliot Delaric.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cody, and I play Thornton Stronghollow.
And I'm Adam. I am the beach master. Well, in the last episode, the party had an awesome breakfast that Thornton made for everyone. Very kind of him. And shared his honey mead, I believe.
Honey mead, it's what you need.
Honey mead, it's what you need. That's going to be one of our... That'll be on a shirt that we sell someday. Merch.
Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Thornton. So you did a bit of traveling down the beach. You discovered that there's little translucent clear water ooze creatures called sprays that you need to watch out for and not step on. And Thornton saw some crabs that looked good to him, so he went looking for those. Ninx found a mysterious piece of glass with a symbol on it. Thornton's little crabs was a temporary victory because behind him out of the water came a very large blue crab called a shore king. And I believe all of you have readied your weapons. You're intent on fighting this thing. At least we know Thornton is.
He stole my food.
Shrimp Stomp had his mace at the ready anyways because of the booger monsters, so yeah, he was already ready. But
He's always ready.
not always ready, but he was already ready
Okay.
because of the booger monsters.
Always hard.
Leilothia didn't want to be ready, but she saw Thornton and was like, alrighty, let's
Ninx,
get to it.
Ninx is with Leilothia. She'd much rather be picking up clams, rocks, shells, not having to fight
We have things to
something
do.
that is like
We came here for a
100
reason. It
times.
wasn't fighting.
You'll learn something at the very least.
that is going to eat me in one swallow.
Nom nom nom.
So it's taller
One and
than you because its head and thorax are really tall and skinny. Its bottom is smaller and its legs splay out maybe about 4 feet as well to the sides. So it's big, but its actual body is a little bit smaller than it would let on. So it definitely couldn't carry you off or anything. It could carry you off, yes, and
Exactly.
and probably Shrimp Stomp, but the rest of you couldn't be carried off. Doesn't look big enough for that.
And cast Entangle on me and Shrimp Stomp.
Give Ninx to it. Maybe he'll leave the rest of us alone.
That way we can't be carried off.
Give the dog to it. Maybe it'll leave the rest of us alone.
Oh my gosh, it's not a dog. If you would all roll initiative for me, please.
Oh no.
Oh,
22.
That is a whopping 4.
Ooh.
4.
The lowest I can go.
mine is a 3.
It's a 19.
19.
Well, that dice is in quarantine.
What is it that we're?
You're adding.
Initiative.
Dice gods.
So you
favor me
got a
greatly.
6
Granted,
plus.
I did have to
2.
sacrifice an obsidian D20 to them, but
Oh,
What did Leilathia get?
An 8.
8.
A solid 8.
Solid 8. She was a solid 8. All right. Quite appropriately, Thornton, you go first.
let's see what I'm going to do.
The crab is still finishing up,
My meal. It's finishing up
Devouring your
my
meal.
meal.
Mhm.
but one of its eyes is kind of turned towards you, so it has you on its mind. You people in your digital character sheets.
what do you mean, you people?
I can't think of a harsher term. I mean, I don't want to use
What do
a
you
harsher
mean,
term.
You people.
Oh,
He's talking about us. Guys.
Mine may be digital, but it's an actual one that I could print out because it's fillable.
Listen here, you
That-
freak. At
it-
least I can draw in mine.
You know, whatever y'all want is fine with me.
I just need to get this one printed out.
So I am going to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Okay.
Just gonna cook it right where it is.
Just gonna cook him right where he is.
As much as damage as Guiding Bolt does, probably.
Oh shit! Are you standing in the water?
No.
Okay, good. Oh, maybe back up before you do that.
I don't think it's electricity. It's
No, it's
It's
radiant.
not?
It's
Okay.
radiant.
and if I understand correctly, in the ocean, the salinity and how big the ocean is, there's no danger of that. I could be wrong.
He turns up and puts him in a pole so in case it is lightning, we get a pretty
23?
crystal out of it.
That absolutely hits.
Uh, 14 radiant damage.
Okay. Your bolt hits the crab, scorching a large part of it black and knocking it off of its little crab legs back into the water. And one of its pincers just disappears in the process, just becoming chunks of black carapace. And the crab begins, it looks like it wants to crawl away back into the water.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Galliard.
I'm gonna ready an action or hold it because it's not actively coming at us, so I'm not gonna
Mhm.
attack it.
Okay.
What happened to Murder Hobo Gallia?
I'm sorry I did not ask if you were going to make a move action as well.
No.
Okay, so you'll hold your action in case it threatens or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Leilathia.
I think I'm gonna do what Galliot did only because I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna charge it if it's going back.
Gotcha.
Thornton is very disappointed.
I have Sky Thistle to smoke. Peace to get before we start gathering the things that we need.
Listen, Murder Hobo Galliot was fun, but the beach has consequences for your actions, so I'm gonna be safe just in case.
Well, it's the crab's turn. It begins slinking into the water further and further until you can only see its eyes and its top half above the wave. And floating behind it are little chunks of black, burned carapace.
Is it crying or anything?
Yeah,
It makes no sound.
that's what the chunks are.
Oh,
It's its tears.
visual representation of pain.
Figuratively, yeah. Shrimp Stomp.
Shrimp Stomp is gonna switch to his bow because he's not getting any closer to that water. This is an obvious trap. This crab is planning to steal me.
Yes.
So he's gonna switch to his bow and strike.
It's going to be very difficult to hit now because it's just the little hit above.
That is
water.
a 24 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
That'll be 7 damage.
Okay, the arrow penetrates the head of the crab, and it keeps going and just disappears into the water. But after a moment, part of it floats up to the surface and begins to move with the waves. So it looks to be dead.
Hey, good shot.
Thank
Damn
you.
good shot.
Are we gonna go get it?
Fuck yes, we are.
Oh no.
You want to get in the water?
Well, you said the waves are. It's basically
It's
moving. with the
moving
waves.
about in the waves, and you know that let's see, it's every 6 hours that the tide is still going back, so it would be going out to sea unless
no.
you go fish it out.
Yeah, we have to go fish it out.
Nope, I'm not getting any closer.
How far out is it?
What if we get a rope with somebody's arrow?
That's what I'm thinking. Either like
Yeah.
an arrow or like.
But if I
lassoing
offer
it.
my rope, we better not cut it in half. Okay? I don't even know if my rope can reach now.
It's perfect sky thistle rope.
but everyone has a rope.
It's definitely 60 feet out.
Oh no,
In
we're
the
gonna
water.
have to like combine ropes.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna have to combine ropes, and then we can fish it out.
Now, did Galliot mention that these things are disgusting and barely edible?
Oh.
I believe so, because
Yeah.
Shrimp Stomp already called it yucky.
Mhm.
You did. You called it yucky. Okay.
But
I did
Shrimp
not
Stomp does
remember.
want to wear its head as a hat.
Okay.
I mean,
big
it
toe.
is your first ocean kill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I have defeated the ocean.
Don't say stuff like that.
Well, what's gonna happen?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we did have to
More
pray to
of
the
those.
we did have to pray to the moon last night.
Yes.
Not the
not a
moon.
prayer. Not a prayer.
Is it like asking permission, right?
It was like a respectful
It was
comment.
you're honoring her to keep her favor.
Praising the Fae Queen.
Praising. There we are. Thank you.
You
Well,
can't
it's rather
specifically
some of
ask
you.
for
I have a
favor
list
or
who
you'll be in
who
debt.
did and who did it well.
Oh, you have a list.
We don't bring this up anymore.
Yeah, see, you can't really ask for stuff, or you don't want to be in debt to her.
Ooh.
So
What
it's
would she
more-
want in return. Uh-oh.
maybe
try
to
to win
keep
her
the animal
favor.
that we just murdered.
Shrimp
I don't
Stomp, give me a rope.
Oh, yes, here.
And he digs around in his pack and pulls out a big grimy piece of rope.
Here you go.
Mm.
Rinse it.
Y'all bitched so much about the water, getting on the boat, and the first opportunity you have, I'm gonna fish this dead crab.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere
No,
near the
I'm
water.
not getting in the water either.
Okay.
Jinx grabs a piece of driftwood and instead of it being shillelagh, I flavored it a little. I call it Earth Mother's Wrath,
What's it taste like?
Jeez.
and
Tastes like oak.
and I'm actually going to use my sling and throw it at the crab and give it a Viking type burial.
Just
Oh,
fucking
so
hit
you
it with a
mean,
piece of wood.
So like a fire?
Yes,
Uh.
but to like because it looks dead, and I was like,
looks
poor
dead.
thing. So
It's
I'm
not a
gonna
poor
pay-
thing.
my respects.
My hat.
My food. No, I'm gonna throw this lasso that I made. Do I need to make any?
You do need to roll.
Yeah,
to
you're gonna
get
have to
the
roll for that.
60-foot floating dead crab
All right, what do I
moving
need?
in the way.
What do I need to roll? Man?
Because Nix is like, this thing didn't like really attack us, so it needs some kind of.
Maybe.
It could have.
But both of you make an attack roll, even though
Dexterity.
use your
Whoa.
ranged attack.
Oh, that was in that one.
In Thornton's case,
That's also a nat one.
Oh my god.
The
Can I
crab
make
stays
a-
where it
Al-
is.
Although I guess that's a 3. That's a 3.
So y'all are basically like throwing shit out in the ocean,
Yeah, literally.
and
Well,
as
I
it's
mean-
being carried out to sea.
Can I make
No.
a perception
Well,
check?
hers was at least nice.
I was paying.
None of that. None of that.
That's-
Hey, I was showing respect to the gods that be, and I was not.
It's a
No,
She's playing it safe.
We deserve dinner. He deserves his hat.
It's like just like a stuffed raccoon hat. It's a 16. I want to see if anything else is by said dead thing.
That's a good question.
If the coast is clear, I'm gonna go grab it.
You could
Like out into the water?
Yeah, I know how to swim.
Okay. I see what you mean. If you were to dive under the water where you could see,
Mm.
you could avoid the sprays
Yeah, then I'll
that are
do
in
that.
the water. You can see them because you're familiar with them. The little bones in them, you can see them well enough to avoid them, as if they were really clear jellyfish almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly kind of how I picture them.
Galliot's gonna solve this debacle.
You'll just see me jump into the water.
Elliot, no!
Question: What
You
about
have so much to live for!
Just resurface over by the crab.
Put the rope around it and we'll drag it in.
The rope's all the way over there.
what about the people that we saw earlier when we first got here?
What about them? Y'all
We
just
gonna eat
avoided
them?
them.
I know
we
we-
avoided and went past
and-
them.
Yeah,
And
but
then they disappeared into the ether.
You know that because of the tides, they probably just had a temporary camp for a meal or something, or beachcombing, or
do we need to worry about them at all?
They're
I don't know. We don't know.
You don't know.
They're right by the city. They probably just wanted a night out on the ocean or
He
whatever.
wanted to canoodle on the beach.
On the dangerous
It's a nice,
beach.
hopeful option.
Yeah, it could have just been, people doing their thing out there.
If
on the
need be,
beach.
we can keep an eye out. But
That's
If you're so concerned about it, Ninx, why don't you keep an eye out?
why don't you make a perception check?
Can I take that to mean that you're every now and then looking back over
well,
your shoulder? and
we don't know who's following us, and
you have a history of being followed.
yeah, we
after all.
have.
There is definitely no one following us.
Totally. Why would anybody follow us?
My hat!
I'm getting it.
Hold on. I'm like bringing the rope back in. I'm preparing to throw it again.
He's already back.
Yeah, I'm like standing on the shore. Just throw it back out.
Luckily, it's not so far out that you can go swim it, grab it, and get back without sort of losing your endurance. As
Mhm.
the tide is coming out. If it was much farther out, you'd be exhausted afterward. But you pull that half burnt crab out of the ocean and drag it up on the beach.
Merry Christmas. Or this world's equivalent.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You're a good lad.
I just dump the short king on the ground.
Shrimp Stomp starts taking his knives and carving the top part all the way around. And
What does it smell like?
It
Smells so good.
Don't
Oh,
eat
I
it.
bet it smells burnt.
Mhm.
Burnt?
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Merged.
the shrimp
Burnt
stop, it
from the
probably
magic
smells
you
like
just
the most
used.
delicious thing that he's
This
ever.
thing smells amazing, let me tell you.
There's a little joint you can easily cut around. The whole head part is it's tall. It's almost 2 feet tall. It's shaped kind of like a cylinder. And the top has 2 short eye stalks and a hole right in the middle of it with your arrow through it.
Yes!
He's gonna take his little helm that he doesn't normally wear, and he's going to take some leather straps and affix
Okay.
and strap it to the actual helmet so it'll fit on his head properly.
You kind of have like a Pope hat now.
Yeah, now Shrimp Stomp's 5 feet tall.
Damn.
He's half crab head.
very
It
nice.
looks good on you.
Thank you! This is amazing!
Thoradin
Color
lies.
and all. It just kind of goes together.
Thoradin's gonna start like cutting up the what's left of this
What's left of it.
corpse.
Its whole body, its right pincer and all of its legs are still intact.
Nice. Gonna eat good tonight.
He's about 5
No.
pounds of meat.
There's quite a lot of meat. It's a big crab. So what do you do next?
don't need to pay respects to no fae.
Oh,
no! Don't say
Sure
that.
could have heard actually saying that. Thoradin dismissed that whole thing when he saw it the other night. He doesn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Nix
Yes,
walks up
we
to
know.
the water and puts a little trinket.
Everyone gets 5 experience.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yay.
Woo, level up.
Can I get a pencil?
Killing the Short Kings isn't really a huge issue.
That was just a little
Especially-
youngster.
I was not a
Exactly, that was just a
No, you
little baby one.
What?
Oh yeah, they get huge, dude.
I thought that was huge.
No,
It's taller than me.
that's one of the babies. It's barely the size of a small dog.
What?
I mean, of a small dog, a big dog. They can get up to the size of like grizzly bear.
Thoradin's eyes just kind of like twinkle.
There's
That
a
would
reason
be-
they're not hunted. They taste like ass.
I'll be the judge of that.
Go ahead, be my guest.
Be my.
Hell, that
It's
would be like
copyrighted. They will murder us.
a very. You could cover your whole body like a rigid sleeping bag.
Is that armor
Shrimp
plates?
stomp.
Shrimps.
I can be so fancy.
His own personal cave. So I'm gonna harvest the meat out of it, and put into little satchels, and I'm gonna cook this as soon as we make camp.
All right.
But no, killing the Short Kings isn't really a huge issue, especially since we praised the Fairy Queen to get them to stay away from us.
No, see, it's because I cast Guiding Bolt on it, and it pretty much killed it.
Shrimp
and then
stomp.
Shrimp Stomp sniped it in the head
Sniped?
Yes.
with his arrow.
Good job.
You know that thing that you don't do.
Yes, I know. Shrimp Stomp has been meaning to teach me, but we just haven't had time because of all the battles that we've been getting in.
Leilathia has slung more arrows than anyone.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the unexpected battles where Leilathia isn't ready. That's all.
Most of them.
Because she's high all the time.
Hey, it's when I'm not high. It's when the problem is there.
Do you want us to plan out when we're gonna fight things? You want to schedule 10
Schedule
days
it.
notice?
Mm,
Exact
I mean,
date,
it's
time,
just
and
a solid
location.
15 minutes. A solid 15 minutes.
I'm
Solid 150 rounds.
She knows.
Beachmaster.
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 Love it. He is now the BM.
Oh no!
I was just thinking that.
Oh, that's the episode title.
The BM.
Yeah.
Okay, but in all
From
seriousness,
GM to BM.
well, as you continue on your path down the beach, after a few hours, the tide starts to reverse and it's slowly creeping in. So you know that by the time you make camp, the tide's going to be way up near the rocks, just like it was your very first night. I did that totally wrong. It's okay. Something interesting you see as you go along is you see a little twinkling ahead of you, like the sun is reflecting off of something that's hovering in the air above the sand ahead of you. And you see that it's kind of moving. They're small little things. You can't tell what they are. There's like 4 of them dancing about.
Am
Kind
I,
of like something floating on the wind, but it's just suspended in one area.
am I the only one seeing that?
Nope.
The dancing lights. A common spell.
I see it now.
Let's see which one. I can do an insight check or a nature check.
Okay.
Which one would be better?
Let's say nature checks. It seems like you anticipated it being a natural phenomenon, so that's probably where your
Well,
mind is.
It was my mind went to nature and religion was where kind of like something
Okay.
12 plus 4. So 16.
You're not sure. Either it's a big insect hovering around like a dragonfly or something else. You can't be quite sure. You'll linger there looking at it, or do you keep going?
Keep going.
Can I make a perception check to see if, like, I know what it would be, or...
Yes.
That'd be insight. But,
Do insight. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's an 8. A 9.
You've seen it out at sea before,
Mhm.
and some of the older sailors would say that's harmless.
Gotcha.
They'd say it as if they saw it every day, so they
Mhm.
didn't elucidate and explain. Oh, well, that's actually
Okay, cool. Then I don't really
Yeah.
much mind.
as you get closer. You see they're bouncing up and down, and one starts coming towards you rapidly in big bounces. And you see it's a tiny figure, clear like glass, with a bell shape with a mushroom on top. Is what it first looks like. And as it gets closer, you see that it's a little figure with almost like a dress and something over its head. It's a little translucent figure. You think it's probably a fairy.
Okay. Because that's exactly what I was thinking, that those were little fairies. And they were just kind of dancing and doing their little, like, nightly ritual. And I think that's why I wanted to do a religion check, was to see if they were doing whatever, and for that we should just kind of go around it so we don't interrupt and
Okay.
cause mayhem.
But it seems that your very presence distracted one of them at least.
Oh, it's not dancing lights. It's a person.
The
Hello.
person, it's about 10 inches tall, and it makes little sounds like a bubble popping.
How are you?
It changes its direction and bounces around you, kind of above you, making little bubble pop noises.
You are quite beautiful.
It sinks down into the sand, and it changes its form and looks like a few little mushrooms in the sand.
Aw.
Oh, and let's see, hold on. I dig into my pack, and I give him, or it, because I'm not just going to assume that it's boy or girl, give it some, not pebbles, but like seeds, like sunflower type seeds, or, something that
Okay.
would,
Is it the same pack that weird piece of glass is in?
no, because I have that in a separate.
Okay.
No, I have like 3 different packs,
I figured you might have multiple ones.
but this is the one that I keep all of like my seeds in, like, so every so often I just like, y'all haven't been paying attention or noticing, but I just like,
Oh, they're sorted.
yes, everything has its place. I'm very ritualistic. I mean, so I give them some like poppy seeds and sunflower seeds, things that,
Okay. As you extend your hand to it, it bounces up out of the sand again and resumes kind of a humanoid form,
mm-hmm.
and it floats down and just yoinks those out of your palm and takes it into itself, and in a kind of a flash of like glitter, it disappears, and it does a little spin up and down. The other 3 begin bouncing over all around you. And Thornton, one of them is behind you.
Thornton does not like this.
I tell Thornton, be gracious, be kind.
Thoradin just like in his head, he's going over and over. It's like, no good comes with messing with Fae. No good comes messing with Fae.
That's why I said, be gracious, be kind.
It bounces forward towards your backpack.
Oh no.
Do you like move out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay. It makes a sound like water boiling. It starts bouncing away.
I
Towards the
quickly
water.
scoop up and hand it like a really pretty rock or something like nearby so it doesn't get like super upset.
One of the other ones sees that and gets greedy and comes over towards the rock that you have. But that one
That one's gone?
heads off towards the water.
Gotcha.
This one does it. It hovers over the little rock and it touches it with its little limbs
I offer it to him.
and does a happy little spin. And it also bounces away, but more animated.
Gotcha.
The rock's too heavy for it. It's not,
He doesn't want it.
can't take it, but it's happy. And after a while, they seem to lose interest and begin to leave.
You're welcome.
Thoradin just like,
You're welcome.
what do you mean I'm welcome?
I saved your life.
He's gonna undo it tonight.
Hey.
Actually, our young lad right here saved your
And Thoradin
life.
just like cocks an eyebrow. No good comes messing with Fae.
It's like half the party are Fae.
Where do you think I came from?
I don't know.
I am
Some mushroom.
mainly. I am mainly.
I thought you were a gnome.
I am from the Fey court,
Thoradin just looking like narrows his eyes suspiciously at you.
and then I just take off.
He just like suspiciously watches you go.
Very suspicious. Do y'all keep going?
Yeah.
What's your alignment again? Nick?
Mine is neutral.
True neutral.
Yes.
No, so I could have taken him.
Thank you.
He's only 10 inches tall. I could have taken him.
All right. As y'all continue along, the sun starts its journey down to set. And you see, as the tide is coming in, you're having to move further and further away. And you see some big shapes out in the water that are probably big crabs. But they don't seem to be coming your way. They're puttering about in the water. When are y'all going to stop and make your camp? Wait till it's dark or where you can see? What are you going to do?
I'd say we should stop before it gets like dark.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You
No.
can choose a good spot.
Yeah,
in
we
the
can choose
rock.
a good spot and get everything set up before night falls.
Okay, it's good that you do that because it takes you a little bit of time to find a place that you can tell that the tide will not get to, just based on all the debris and the silt and the tide pools and stuff. But you do eventually find a place that you think is pretty decent and make your fire maybe.
Thoradin just starts getting the camp set up, starts a fire.
Delsinora gets out her spell book and starts to read it while there's still some light.
Shrimp Stomp sets his tent up, and then he puts his helmet on one of the stakes for his tent, kind of like a marker that it's his little house.
Okay.
He got his big tall hat sitting out front of his tent.
Nynx goes around the rocks carefully. And because of what we have seen today, starts looking for rocks that would ensure protection
Okay.
and not, that would have that kind of a protective type aura to it.
Okay, and roll a d20 as well if you would.
A 9.
Okay.
Do I need to add anything?
Roll one more. No. I mean, don't add anything, but roll one more for him.
7.
Okay. You find a little smooth, kind of umber-colored stone that's wide and flat, and it kind of interests you. And when you pick it up and look at it, you feel kind of positive and outgoing, like you want to be chatty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what it is quite yet, but it gives you a good feeling. So that's the only interesting one you find.
Alrighty.
So in a bit, the moon is going to rise. What are y'all going to do?
I'm headed back out to the water to pay my respects.
Okay. You don't have to walk too far because the
Yes.
tide's coming.
Yes.
Thornton is starting to fry up those that crab meat.
The delicious crab meat. Oh, I can't wait till y'all get to eat it. Well, okay. Who does the little nightly ritual of praising the Fey Queen?
I do. I light my candles again and basically do the same as last night.
What do you say?
I say, the moon is beautiful, but not as beautiful as the Fairy Queen.
Okay, who else does it?
Shrimp Stomp will do it again.
What do you do?
I take one of Galliot's candles and go,
The moon is beautiful, but not as beautiful as the Fairy Queen.
still very rudimentary, very wooded response.
Okay, who else does?
Nynx does.
What does Nynx do?
Nynx takes her candle and she says that the moon and the sun are both beautiful, but not as radiant as the Fairy Queen.
Very nice. Who else?
Lilathia goes with Moonshadow. And I just go and I put a little nug on the shoreline and just compliment her beauty.
How do you word it?
What a beautiful fairy queen. That's it.
Okay.
In a move that surprises everyone, Thornton doesn't do any of that.
Whoa.
Shocker.
Moon's shadow follows up after your compliment. I'm sure what Leilathia meant was that all the universe is just a pale shadow, a splinter compared to the great beauty of the Fey Queen. He gives you a worried look.
He's so aristocratic.
I mean, there's what I'm doing, and then there's what Thornton's doing. Okay,
I'm not judging you. I'm writing down.
I don't think I'm making
what
it
everyone
worse.
did.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not revealing one way or the other, even if it even matters. Delsinora comes down, sets her book on the sand, and it gets down on her knees, which makes a creaking and popping sound. She's starting to
like a ship.
She's starting to kind of wear out. That she's kept quiet about it, and she whispers something to herself that you can't hear.
Moonshadow, what did she say?
His ears flick up and then flick back to you. I couldn't entirely make it out. Something pleasant, though, it sounded.
What great details of information you're giving me.
Thornton just yells out,
I can
"Dinner's
tell
ready!"
Her voice is
Whoa. Let's
flicks
smoke
his-
some sky thistle. You need
he
to calm
flares.
down.
He's
his
getting really
nostrils,
worked up. That's the,
turns around.
that's like the most amount of emotion you've seen out of this dog. Fox.
Actually, I'm running off.
Mhm. All right, dinner's ready.
Oh
All
boy,
this
oh
crab
boy, oh boy.
meat.
I use the candles to light my torch, blow them out, and walk back.
Okay.
Shrimp Stomp pulls out his plate from this morning, running up to the campfire.
Nynx grows a few mushrooms before she leaves the shoreline.
Okay. The
So-
water takes them as it comes up.
Leilani is taking her time, letting everybody else get their serving. She's smoking so much sky thistle. This is how it smelt before we even got here. She's gonna need something to help her.
So Thornton gives like he gives heaping helping, like generous helpings. to
Oh,
everyone.
it's so heavy.
Well, there's
man.
a lot. There's
There's a lot. Delsonora politely turns it down and kind of looks down, kind of like she's worried or sad or something.
Please don't hate her because she doesn't like your food.
Yeah,
She's like freaking out about her new biology.
Well, Thornton gives it to
Moonshadow.
gives it to the dog.
We'll see if he'll eat it.
Galliot's gonna eat his rations respectfully instead.
Rude.
Nynx takes hers, throws it over his shoulder, and grabs.
Oh.
Didn't even try it.
Thornton just like
Okay.
I'm
like,
gonna try it.
See if I
You're gonna
see if
try
I
it?
cook
Yeah.
for you again.
Mhm.
when you get that crab meat even close to Moon's shadow, he bares his teeth a little and wrinkles his nose and shirks back a
we
little.
haven't had food from this part of this part. You don't at least want to try it?
He turns his head like a dog when you're trying to give it medicine.
just like that. Just like that. Layla, I recommend you not eat that.
Oh my
I
gosh!
suppose you can't smell what I smell.
That's why I didn't.
Who's the first to dig in?
Oh, Shrimp Stomp's halfway through.
You're halfway through.
Thornton digs in too.
The first thing I'll say is it's not poisonous. The second thing I'll say is it tastes like Windex.
Thornton,
I don't know.
he kind of stops eating it for a second.
Take the smell of Windex and imagine the fluid in your mouth.
I am gonna listen to Moonshadow and not partake.
Add in some ocean water pus.
So, Shrimp Stomp being overenthusiastic about eating something new, and Thornton made him food, which this morning was amazing. So obviously this one's going to be amazing too. He's got his heaping pile on this plate, and he just goes to town. But if someone's watching and knows that the fork is getting slower and slower,
It's like, wait a second.
and about halfway through, he's like, "This tastes clean."
Chemically clean.
Yeah, chemically clean. It's just.
But you've eaten a lot of disgusting stuff in your
Yes.
life.
But if tastes like Windex,
Water.
it tastes
Yeah.
clean, and so his teeth are squeaky, and
Oh.
there's a film on his tongue now, and it's just he looks over at Thornton and he just starts kind of shaking because he doesn't want to be rude because Thornton made him food.
You can see even Thorny. He's like,
I'm gonna intercept this.
So Shrimp Stomp's face is just like kind of like strained, but he's just dead eyeing Thornton like, what do I do?
It's like, I'm gonna like pat you on the head and hand you a serving of some of my rations. He's like, I know, bud.
Spiders.
It's
I
not
know,
spiders.
bud.
I have actual food.
Spiders are not actual.
It's a snack.
Oh, okay.
Spiders are bar food.
Oh,
Yeah.
like peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet the goop inside of him is.
It's like a gusher.
Oh.
God.
Really crispy. It's so good. It's like potato chips and gushers mixed. It's great.
Oh Lord!
10 experience for bringing out such a reaction in me. I can feel it popping in my mouth. The butt of like a
But-
black widow.
Thoradin, after a moment, composes himself and continues eating.
Wow.
Ooh, these
Commitment.
you could survive off of this.
Yeah, Thoradin, he's like rolling back into this like military mindset.
It's
Like,
food. Eat
yeah,
it.
in the army, it's like you get food, you eat it.
Yeah. So, Shrimp Stomp's got his plate, and the fork's sitting there. He has parts of the ration that Gallic gave him behind the plate, and he's
Mhm.
just not making eye contact at all at Thornton, but it looks like he's still eating the crab as fast as he can. Just trying to be full.
You dug in. It smelled good.
It
It
smelled so
fine
good.
when it was cooking, and of
But
course that smell is wafting out over the beach and rocks.
I'm gonna say, Thoradin notices that.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thoradin. It doesn't taste like it smells. Maybe it needs that butter you were talking about.
He doesn't say anything.
trust me, butter can't help it. It's the meat that's whack.
You hear something moving in the rocks not far from you.
Can I do a perception check?
Yes.
That's a... I forgot where my perception is. Give me one sec. 13.
You can tell it's a scraping sound, something large moving across the rocks
Mhm.
in your direction.
I'm gonna keep an eye out over there, kind of wave my torch in that
You
direction.
got your torch?
Yeah.
Okay. You stand up and wave your torch. There's rocks everywhere, so it's hard to see. But if you look for a moment, you'll see one of those rocks is moving, and it is an enormous crab.
I grab my spear.
And it stops at the edge of the light from your torch.
Mm.
It holds its big pincers up towards its body, kind of protectively, and takes a step back, and it doesn't come any further forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to ward it off, wave my torch more at it.
This thing is about 6 feet
Mhm.
tall, and its body is much wider and much bigger.
I'm a
This
bit
thing
taller
has
than
mass.
that, but yeah.
But it has a good 100 pounds on you.
It does.
Thoradin sees this, and he's going to stand up. He's going to pull out his mace, and he is going to cast light on it.
Okay.
And
Nice
so,
is gonna grab her
That
quarterstaff
has a pretty wide radius, doesn't
Mhm.
it?
Mm.
and she's gonna cast Earth Mother's Wrath on it.
Okay.
yeah,
That's shillelagh.
I shed bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light 20 feet after that.
Okay. That's a little further. I think. I imagine it's a little further than the torch. So you can definitely see this gray outline in the dark of that big moving thing. And you see there's more than one. You see another one not far from it. Both of them pretty big. They don't seem to be coming any closer.
Yeah. Gonna say with Shillelagh, I have a bonus action, so I was gonna just in case have something ready,
Okay.
an action ready. But if they're not gonna attack, then
They seem to have stopped at the edge of the torch's light.
Maybe they smell what Thornton was cooking.
Probably do. Crabs are known cannibals.
I take them my plate.
Got you.
What you can do? Are you going to go to sleep with these things wandering around your camp?
I'm gonna stand kind of in check with them.
Okay.
It's because I know they're quick and can move very quickly. They're very fast. So I'm not looking away.
Okay. Keep your eyes fixed on. Do y'all look 360? Look at the other directions.
Yes. Yeah.
You see, there's a couple small ones in the opposite direction, kind of behind you, compared to this sighting. And they're the smaller ones. 2 of them, like you murdered on the beach earlier in the day. and they too they get closer because Galliot's got his torch on the other side, but they seem to stop at the radius of the torch's light. But not
Of the
light
torches,
spell.
but not the light spell. What about the fire?
As far as you know, it has something to do with the fire.
Mm.
Heat of the torch, the light, that type of light in the torch.
See,
Because insects and arthropods, I think they have a different visual spectrum.
Yeah. What Galliot's dad taught him was that the prayer fire is not the prayer fire, but like the praising fire is more sacred, and you should use that to keep them away.
Thornton, he's gonna take like the rest of the meat that he got. He's just gonna like throw it.
Throw it out.
Oh,
Mhm.
good. Now that he's done that, Shrimp Stomp can do it too, without being rude.
No, I was talking about the raw. Like
Oh.
the uncooked.
Oh, you
Shrimp Stomp-
still got
I still, I see him throw food away, and I'm like, okay, good. And I just fling my plate
He's
out
like,
into the darkness.
"Oh,
Not,
we're
not
doing
the
this
plate,
now."
with the inside of my plate out into the darkness.
Thornton's more curious to see what'll happen.
Here's my question. 2 questions.
Are y'all relaying the information that there's more than just this one that I've seen? Because there's another one in front of me.
Yeah, because I looked in the opposite direction. We see this. the little
Thornton
one.
is with you.
Mhm.
He sees the 2 big ones.
Mhm.
I'm going to say that everyone can see it because, oh God, what is that? What is that?
Mhm.
But 2 questions. Are you throwing it towards the big crabs or the little ones?
The big ones.
And 2, you have to throw it pretty far to get to their range. Do you want to lure them closer?
No, I'm
By
gonna
throwing
try.
it.
I'm gonna try to throw
You try
it.
to get it all the way. Okay.
Can I light more
It's a strength throw?
torches with
Yes.
my fire and hand it out?
You can start doing that.
Yeah, I'll start doing that then.
Go ahead and
Yeah, because I
roll
have
initiative.
my my quarterstaff
Oh, the
shillelagh.
throw is the red one.
Of course, of course.
And initiative. Ooh,
Did you get
4.
4?
I got an 11.
Shrimp Stomp is 18.
Nice.
Mine's 21.
18.
Yep, you're right.
Leila,
Look at you.
21.
21. Jinx.
14.
14.
Woo, woo.
Dead last.
Well, curiously, just like the last episode, we're going to have to pick up on this crab attack on the next one.
You've got crabs.
The ending of every episode from now on will be the prelude to a crab fight. Crab battle.
Thornton's not as excited about this one now.
I was excited.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you know what they taste like now.
Now it's just a waste. Unless you could do something clever with the shells. The
Like make
characters.
hats.
Like, everyone could have a hat. This one would be a good bucket.
Yeah.
They're holding several items. Okay, thank everyone for listening. We appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, write happy letters, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your enemies. All about us. We would love that.
You can follow us on Twitter at Goblin House ST.
You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook at Goblin House Studios.
And you can also follow us on Snapchat and TikTok at Goblin House Studios.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.